Jon Stewart hosted New York Times' Ezra Kline on his weekly podcast, and in this pretty crazy moment, really an epic fail, Jon Stewart tried to slam the Trump administration for their use of emergency powers to get things done. Ezra Kline, and I don't know if this was on accident or what, responded by completely exposing the Democrats and saying the quiet part out loud. What is also hilarious and goes along well with this Jon Stewart clip is CNN reporting once again the latest polling on the job that Donald Trump is doing in office right now. Listen to this. As this guy keeps reeling off statistic after statistic, the CNN host continues to press on him and question him. Do the people like this? What do the people think of this? And his answer at the end is so good. Check this out. I'm Zach Costello.
I think there was this concern among some folks that Donald Trump would come in for a second term and kind of be a lame duck. He ain't no lame duck. If anything, he's a soaring eagle. What am I talking about here? Let's talk about Trump executive orders in 2025. He's already signed 111 so far. That is the most at this point in a presidency in at least 100 years. In fact, it's the most in any single year, and we're only in April, since Harry S. Truman in the early 1950s. The bottom line is whether you like Trump or you don't like him, you can't say that he's come in and not try to deliver on what he at least believes was his promises on the campaign trail, and he's doing so in historic fashion.
How are people reacting to and feel about Trump's approach?
Yeah, okay, so Trump's approach here, what are we talking about? Trump's approach to presidential power. I think the American people recognize what he's doing here is completely different. We're talking, get this, 86% of the American public believes that Trump's approach to presidential power is completely different from past presidents, compared to only 14% who believe it is in line with precedent. And we're talking about at least 79% of Democrats, independents, and Republicans. So again, you can agree or you can disagree with Donald Trump, but what you can't disagree with is that he's doing things very differently. I have used the Frank Sinatra quote before. He is doing it, quote unquote, my way, and that is what Donald Trump has done throughout both of his presidential terms, and he's certainly doing that, Kate Baldwin, in term number 2.
So completely differently, clearly they agree, but take it a step further? Do the people think he has too much, he's taken too much power?
Yeah, this I think is the real question, right? You can believe that he's doing stuff completely differently, but do you think that he has a little too much power or not? And this is interesting. So Trump's presidential power is too much, the right amount, too little. Well, 47% say too much, but then you get 36% who say the right amount. Then you get 17% who say too little. So you're essentially dealing with a majority of the American public, 53%, who do not say that Trump has too much power. They either says he has too little power or the right amount of power. So the idea, that argument that Donald Trump is, quote unquote, a king, that I don't think holds with the American people. It does hold maybe with 47%, but with the majority of folks, they believe Donald Trump's doing something completely differently, and they don't believe he has too much power, and the executive orders he signed certainly suggest he's no lame duck. He is, as I said at the beginning, a soaring eagle.
Okay. So everybody admits that he's doing things differently, but please, Harry, tell me that the people don't approve of it. Well, they do. What do they think of Trump's approach? Well, 47% of Americans don't like it, but 53% do. And that's the majority, folks. Most Americans think that Donald Trump either has the right amount of power or not enough power. Not a lame duck, but a soaring eagle on CNN. How much longer is Harry going to be employed at CNN? He seems a little too enthusiastic of Trump for CNN's liking. Now, here is Jon Stewart and Ezra Kline. And again, I don't know if this was on purpose or what, but they completely expose their own Democratic Party. Watch this.
What I'm seeing in the Trump administration, right, is that they've got historians and legal scholars combing through the history of this country, finding whatever Byzantine or abstract emergency power. It's the Illegal Enemies Act. It's we used this once in 1813, trying to get some native tribes off of land. They're using powers that have been granted under emergencies to do sort of day-to-day governance things. And I don't like it, but is there anything to be learned from this for people who have more liberal aims and progressive aims?
There very much is. And I do want to say, to be fair, that Democrats do this too. If you look at things like Obama's immigration executive actions, if you look at things like the student loan actions, Democrats are actually pretty good at this move as well. You go and you find a sort of
emergency power,
vaguely written word in a law, right? Like, we had something to deal with public health and now you're using it to change immigration law.
Yeah, John, this isn't something that the Trump administration invented and that the Democrats need to learn from. This is standard Democrat operating procedure. And I'll leave you with this. The Democrats use the emergency powers of the president that he has to damage America, like forgive student loans, allow open borders, or force us to take a COVID-19 vaccine or lose our jobs. The Trump administration using emergency powers, like Stewart mentioned there, to actually get illegal gang members out of our country is actually helpful to America. And this is the ultimate difference between these two parties right now. Democrats use their power to force down policy the majority of Americans don't want. Trump uses it to put America first. Last thing, guys, if you got value from this video, please make sure to subscribe. I'm looking to build this up so I can bring you more quick-hitting commentary to keep you informed and in the truth on a daily basis. I appreciate all of you.